In this video, I'm going to show easy hip pain relief exercises for seniors. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over easy hip pain relief exercises, but exercises that are also good for managing symptoms being caused from arthritis. That includes stiffness and tightness. And the great part is these are designed for seniors, so there's not going to be any awkward or complex movements. And to make it easy, I'm going to break the video up into two separate parts. In the first part, we're going to focus on stretching the muscles around the hip for very quick pain relief. You may even get relief within 30 seconds. In the second part, we're going to turn our attention to strengthening those muscles for long-lasting relief, so hopefully you'll have a lot less issues throughout the day. To get the best results, go through both parts and use what works best for you. Try to make a routine. With that being said, let's get started. So if you're dealing with a lot of hip pain right now, or just a lot of stiffness or tightness due to hip arthritis, this is an exercise that I would start off with. Great part is we can do this one in bed or on a floor. Just start lying flat on your back like this. Your legs are going to be roughly hip width apart, knees bent. You're going to take your heels and gently press them into the bed or the floor. What we want to do is slowly take our knees and turn them towards one side like this, trying to keep our bottom as flat as possible. So as we do this, you should start to feel a really good stretch form in the hips. Great part is it's going to focus on internal and external rotation in the hips. So keep taking it down as much as you can. When you feel that deep but comfortable stretch in the hip, you're now going to hold this for 5 seconds. And then from there, you're going to relax and then repeat on the other side. We call this one the windshield wiper for good reason. I like to go back and forth roughly about 5 times, but if it feels pretty good, you can do as many repetitions as you like. Just try to build into it a little bit more with each repetition. So afterwards, what we're going to do now is a knee to the chest exercise, which is going to target the glutes a little bit more. So what I like to do is just bring my knees upward towards my chest, take my arms and kind of cup them just like this. What you want to do is just passively pull your knees towards your chest as much as you can, again keeping your bottom flat. You should feel a really good stretch right here in the booty. You're going to hold this comfortably for 15 to 20 seconds, and then you're just going to relax and then repeat this 2 to 3 times. And with each repetition, again, try to build into it just a little bit more. So this is how we're going to take this exercise to the next level and focus not only on stretching things out, but also building a little bit more strength. So let's have our legs roughly hip width apart again, but this time around what we're going to do is take our knees straight up towards the ceiling and have them bent at 90 degrees. Take your hands and arms, put them off to your side, just like this for support. What we're going to do is that windshield wiper motion again. So we're just going to take our knees towards one side, but since our legs are up, your muscles around the hips are really going to fire to stabilize this movement. We want to focus on moving through the hips, not much through the back. So really just focus on trying to move through your hips. You're going to feel that good activation of the muscles. Hold this comfortably for 5 seconds. You're going to come back up towards the middle and then repeat on the other side. Again, I like to do this one for about 5 repetitions, and then I'm just going to relax. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself, throw in another set or 2. But this is a great exercise to do daily just to help lengthen and more importantly strengthen those hip muscles. One of the best hip pain relief stretches that you can do is what is known as the figure 4, or if you're into yoga, it is called the pigeon pose. But I'm going to show you how to take the figure 4 to the next level and get some more pain relief. What we're going to do is start seated at the edge of a chair, have very good upright posture. Try to have your back as straight as possible. Whatever side that you're having the most amount of pain, let's say it's your right side, you're going to place that side's ankle over your other side's knee, so when you look down, it should look like a figure 4. I know a lot of people that are dealing with arthritis will not have the mobility to get into this position easily. To make it easier, what you want to do is just straighten the other side's leg, put your ankle over the shin, grab your pant leg or just grab the shin and slide your leg up into position just like this. Should make it a little bit easier. If you do have a lot of stiffness or tightness in the hips, you're probably going to notice that even in this position, your knee is going to be kind of pointing straight up to the ceiling and you're already going to get a really good stretch around the hips. If that's the case, just try to hold this position for about 30 seconds and release it, and repeat that until you start to notice the knee goes down just a little bit. It kind of just helps allow gravity to do the hard work in the beginning. But let's take this one again to the next level. What we're going to focus on first is taking our hands and cupping around the outside of our knee, and we're going to passively pull this knee towards the other side shoulder. So as you do this, really focus on feeling a stretch right on the outside of the hips. It usually feels really good. Go to the point where it's a deep stretch, not causing any discomfort, and hold this one for 20 to 30 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this 3 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. So this is again how we're going to take this one to the next level. We're now going to focus on taking this knee right here and pressing it down towards the floor to target the hips and the muscles just a little bit differently. I know a lot of people like to take their hands and press into the knee, but don't do that. It can cause a lot of irritation to the hips. Instead, just focus on driving that leg down as much as you can through using the muscles. Once you feel a deep but comfortable activation of the muscles around the hip, you're going to hold this position and take your arms right here and then put them across just like this. I always call this the mummy position. You're going to have your back nice and straight, and you're just going to lean forward. The more that you lean forward, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch around the hip. You're going to hold this one for 30 seconds. You're going to come back up, and then again, you're going to repeat that 3 times. Build into it just a little bit more with each repetition. To target some more muscles and hopefully get some more relief, instead of going forward with it, try this. So let's press our knee all the way down towards the floor, but this time around, just tilt your body away from the side of pain. So I'm just kind of tilting a little bit towards my left. This time around, you're going to feel a deep stretch form right below the ribs, going into the lower back towards the hips. So really focus on feeling it right in the lower back going towards the hips. Again, hold this one for 20 to 30 seconds, relax, and then repeat this 3 times. Go through all of those motions. If any of them seem to help you out a little bit more, you can always throw more repetitions in. And I do recommend doing this on both sides to keep everything in balance. So in this part, we're now going to move on to focusing on strengthening exercises for long-lasting hip pain relief. This first one is called the clamshell bridge. It's a great one to do daily right in bed. We're going to start flat on our back just like this. What we want to do is take our feet and press them together, and then we're going to take our knees and just wing them outward as much as we can. This right here is going to be called the clamshell, and you should already start to feel a really gentle stretch in the inner part of your thighs towards the groins, but more importantly towards the hips. So really focus on a deep, nice stretch. From there, we're going to take our hands, put them on our hips or off to our side like this for support. Before we start this exercise though, we want to brace our core muscles to support our spine. So it's almost kind of like bracing for a punch, like if somebody was to punch you right in your stomach, which hopefully won't happen, but you just want to tighten them a little bit and then squeeze your glutes. From there, we're going to hold that and then just lift our hips upward towards the ceiling as much as we can, focusing on trying to get our body in a nice straight line from our knees to our hips to our shoulders. If you're unable to get into that position due to weakness or pain, like let's say you can only go up an inch or two, do the best you can. Hopefully over time you'll gain strength and flexibility to get into this position, but you're going to feel a ton of muscles start to fire in the back, the glutes right here, the legs, everything that helps support the hips. Hold this comfortably for 5 seconds. You're going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, you can always throw in another set or 2. So here's a couple strengthening exercises that you can do standing. They're great to do daily for some good, long-lasting hip pain relief. For this one, we need a sturdy chair, preferably one without wheels, one that can also support our body weight. So what I'm going to do first is what is known as hip clocks. Let's stand off to the side of that chair. I'm going to demonstrate what to do on the right side, but you're going to do this on both sides to keep everything in balance. So just have your body nice and straight. Take your hand, grab onto the top of the chair. What we're going to do with this right leg first is keep our knees straight and then point our toes away from us like this. Engage the calf muscles. You should also start to feel some leg muscles start to fire. Just like a clock, what we're going to do is start at noon and then slowly lift our foot upward like this while also just pointing and reaching away with our toes. As you do this, you're going to feel a lot of muscles around the hips, primarily the glutes right here, start to fire. Go up as far as you feel comfortable, and what you want to do is hold this for 3 to 5 seconds. You're going to slowly come down like this, relax, and then on the next repetition, instead of going at noon, go towards 1 o'clock and then repeat. You're going to notice it hits the muscles just a little bit differently. So you want to do this pretty much at all hours of the clock, going towards 3 right here and then going backwards all the way to 6 o'clock, just like this. You're going to notice that one certain position, like let's say at 3 o'clock for me, just feels like it's addressing the most amount of stiffness, tightness, achiness, maybe even pain. It just feels like it's really weak at that point. At that point, treat it like your weak link and throw more repetitions in to focus on that and hopefully get some more pain relief. And again, do this on both sides. So after we're done with that, we're now going to move on to the king of hip pain relief exercises, which is the squat. It's really important to strengthen the glutes because that is one of the main, if not the main, hip stabilizer. So we want this nice and strong. What we're going to do is go right up to our chair and take our hands and put them right on the top of the chair. Your legs are going to be roughly hip width apart, and you're going to place all of your body weight onto your heels just like this during the exercise. Try to keep your back straight during this, and it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to slightly bend your knees, and then you're just going to squat your bottom down and away from the chair. What you want to do is challenge yourself by going down as far as you feel comfortable. For a lot of people, it might only be an inch or 2. Do the best you can, but the further that you go down, the more that you're going to feel it in your legs, glutes, and around the hips. When you feel that comfortable activation of the muscles, we're going to hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds. We're going to come back up like this, take a breather, and then we're going to repeat this nice and slowly for 5 to 10 repetitions. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more by going down even further. Afterwards, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, try to throw in another set or 2. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.